welcome to another of my pick a card. So this one is going to be about who is your soulmate and what are their characteristic and personality, like who are they. So it is a love reading. This is my very first love reading, so I'm very excited to do this reading. And of course at the end of each pile I'll be giving an original poetry, but this time it's gonna be a love poem. Like I have a copy full of love poem or original love poetry, so I'll be giving it to at the end of each pile as well. So there's 3 piles to choose from. The first one is this tiger eyes. The second one is this raw moonstone. And the third one is this rose quartz. And this is only a general reading, so if the message doesn't resonate, please just leave it. As well as there's a quote, I think, that goes, "We can only receive the love that we think we deserve." So I think that quote is such a good one to base on, you could say, love life, even friendship. You know, that quote is such a great guideline towards what we're all looking for in a relationship. We can only receive the love we think we deserve. I think that's a quote from somewhere. Okay, so yeah, that's it. Let's go. Thank you. Hello, pile 1, whoever chose this tiger's eyes. So today reading is going to be about who is your soulmate. So I'm gonna pull a card on 2 sides. This side is gonna be person A, and this side is gonna be person B. If you resonate with person A, then person B is your soulmate, and vice versa. If you resonate with the character and personality of person B, then person A is your soulmate. So yeah. So I'm gonna be shuffling on camera. Okay, who is pile number 1 soulmate? Card. I'm gonna start with person A. A card representing person A, please. That's too much. 1 card representing person A. An animal representing person A. Card representing person A. Okay. And card representing person B. Okay. So A and B. Now I'm gonna pull card on the personality of A and B. Okay. Personality card. Who is person A? Like characteristic of person A. Okay. Now who is person B? Okay, perfect. So 5 cups. That's person A. Person B. You both A and B got 2 cards to describe the personality, so that's perfect. And I'm gonna pull 1 card to represent the dynamic between A and B. Okay. Oh, that was fast. So. Okay. Person A is represented by fire ants, and the personality is represented by the moon and the 6 of Wands. And person B is represented by the stingray, and their personality is represented by Mother of Swords and 4 of Pentacles. And Son of Swords is a card that linked A and B, like the relationship dynamic. So I'm gonna start with A. So person A might be a fire sign, Leo, Aries, Sagittarius. And I think person A is very popular, and they are in a lot of friend group. You could say like they have a lot of friend group, as in not just one tight-knit group. They're very sociable, and they love to, maybe an extrovert, love to go out, love to party, love to hang out with people, love to love to go on an adventure. Basically, they are very chill person. Like if you suddenly out of nowhere ask person A, like, do you want to hang out or do you want to go to this party, suddenly person A would agree. They wouldn't like think too much about it, or they don't mind if the outing isn't planned. They're very spontaneous, and they love to have fun and go on an adventure. And yeah, they don't think too much when they like have to hang out with people, because that's I'm describing an extrovert, because as an introvert myself, that's really different. So yeah, and they don't have anxiety in a crowd, honestly, but they do have a bit of a persona, you could say, like, as in they love to have fun, so they feel like this pressure to be a fun person, or to be positive, or to be like they want to be like. Personally, love to have fun with people, so it's a bit hard for them to go deep with someone or have a serious conversation, because they want to, keep it light, keep it chill, keep it a good time. So person A, it's a bit touch and go, in like they do have a lot of friends and like to go out a lot, but they don't really have a close, like that close tight-knit friend, or someone like really close that they would consider a best friend. They would be the type to have like a lot of best friends. So but person A is, they're hard to grasp person A personality, honestly, because if you would see this person you would see, for example, you would see person A in a lot of group settings. Like if you go to this party, you would see them, they would be everywhere, honestly, like an ant. Yeah, like if they have this energy, like that they would be anywhere. Like if you have to go to a party, you would know, oh, person A definitely gonna be there, because they're always in, in that event, any event in town, person A would be there. Yeah, if you are that person, by one, if you resonate with that, or if you know someone like that, that might be a clue, like, oh, this person is definitely gonna be in that party, because that's the type of person they are. Yeah, but it's hard to grasp their energy. Like it's kind of elusive. It's like they are there but not really. As in, they are considered themselves to be sociable, but they do have a bit of a wall, and like I said, they don't really have that close friend. They are sociable but not intimate with people, and they do have fears of intimacy. So person A do have fears of being completely open up, or being in a deep relationship, either it's a friendship or a romantic partner. Like they just find it hard to take it seriously, because they love to keep it light and not shallow per se, but they rather keep the atmosphere light and positive. That could be a great personality trait, but if you look at that in the other perspective, it could be like not so great as well, as in like they wouldn't ever gets serious, like in a serious situation, they would try to undermine it. If you're trying to have a serious conversation with person A, they would like, oh, it's not that deep. Why do we have to, think too hard about this? Or we don't have to talk about this. It's too serious. Let's talk about something else. Yeah, it could be apply like the personality trait itself is neutral. It depends on the situation. So person A is a great person to have around when you want to have a great time. They like to celebrate or even be celebrated. Like they're the type of person that would throw a birthday party. Like there's some people who like just let their own birthday pass by and not doing anything special. But I think person A is the type to throw their own birthday party or have friends throw their birthday parties. Like they would celebrate anything that need to be celebrated, like celebration, New Year, and they would be in all the parties. Like if you invite them to a birthday party and they don't even know you, person A would still turn up. They just love to have fun, and there's nothing wrong with that. Like they just love to have a great time and celebrate life and like to mingle, and they have social, and that means when they go to a lot of party or go to a lot of event, person they have a lot of connection. They know a lot of people from different walk of life. Honestly, yeah, they're very curious. Like it's hard for them to get deep and serious, but they are curious person they are curious about like different type of people. They like to ask about people, and they're people that are different from them or have different occupation. Like for example, if person A is a banker, for example, right, just an example, and they met someone who worked in a hospital, like very different, so they would be curious and they love to know about what it's like working in the hospital, like what are the protocol, what do you have to do. They're just curious like that. And and the only way to find out this information or find out from the source per se is that you gotta meet a lot of people, right? And they love meeting a lot of people. Person A also like traveling, but I don't think they love solo traveling. They would love to travel in a group. They would be the type in like college or high school who would travel with their friend group, or the type to join a group tour in a, like traveling group tour. They wouldn't like go by themselves, but they would join a tour. That's very specific, but yes. And person A might be not insomniac, but they might be a night person, like with the moon. I feel like person A like to stay up late watching movies, and I don't know, I think they just have a bad habit of staying late. Or it's not a bad habit, but I don't know, person A just like to stay up late, that's what I get. And they could have a bad habit of thinking about other people, as in worrying about other people, like what do they think of them. That's judgment, you could say, like gossip. Yeah, they do care about what others think of them, and that's why they find it hard to open up or talk deep, talk serious, or fight because they're afraid of judgment from other people and what people think of them. Or find it hard to take up that persona of like a fun, positive person who love having a good time, and into a more serious topic like traumas and difficulties, insecurity. They do. That's why it's hard for them to get into those kind of deep topic, because they do care what people think, and they do care about people's judgment. So that one thing that person A have, one insecurity. And person A doesn't mind being in the spotlight. They love it, you could say, but in a way they're being in the spotlight is not really their authentic self. It's just as long as they don't have to be like completely vulnerable or authentic, they don't mind being in the spotlight. And like I mentioned, person A doesn't like to get deep or serious about, you know, about certain topic like insecurity, trauma. Doesn't mean they can't. They absolutely can, like, go deep and dark about, you know, their insecurity, their fears. And to be honest, they have a lot of those. That's why they're pretty guarded of them. That's why it's so hard for them to open up, because they do have a lot of insecurity and fears, and they do have a lot of depth in them. But it's just hard to, you know, make them go there. It's just hard for people to get there, and I don't think a lot of people try either. So I feel like a lot of people just see person A as, you know, fun, happy-go-lucky party people, and that's all. Like, they don't see, because that's how the person A like to be present, and that's how they're presenting themselves. But behind the curtains, they do have deep wound, you could say. But it's and they do have the ability to go deep and talk about insecurities and fears and shadows, emotion, but they won't. I think it have to take a certain type to get that out of them. Maybe not even like in therapy. So yeah, but it's kind of a bit unhealthy to keep that by themselves. But it's not a problem yet for them. It's just like they do have this fear and insecurity, but it won't stop. Those fear and insecurity won't stop them from having a great time, basically, or, you know, having a nice time connecting with people. But to be honest, if we are disconnect or repress some part of ourselves, we cannot like connect to other people fully, because a part of us is disconnected. So I think person A doesn't know that, and maybe they even like that. They like that connecting people is just, you know, it's not. They like that when they're connecting with people, it's not deep. They feel safe and comfortable with that. Like, keep people at arm's length, at several level surface and fun. Yeah, they actually feel safe. Yeah, in that kind of energy. So yeah. Part 1, that is person A personality. Now I'm gonna move on to person B, the stingray. So if person A sound like you, then this is your pie, I guess. If you resonate with person A, then it's a confirmation that it's your pie, and person B is your soulmate. But if not, then it's fine. Okay, I'm gonna move on to person B, stingray. And yeah, there's some marrying going on. Like, I can see A and B is similar, but whereas you wouldn't think that they're similar. Like I was mentioned, A being open, as in like very sociable, very nice, very approachable, right? Positive, having fun, sociable, connecting with people, and they seem open, but they're actually very insecure, and they do have a lot of fears that they don't want people to know and want to open up. But it's not obvious, right, that they have that, because they seem like a very happy person, and, you know, they love to go out, party, connecting with people. They seem open enough, so you wouldn't think that they have this underneath. But B would be the opposite. B is right away, you would see B as a guarded person. Like, oh, this person is very guarded. Might be a water sign, Pisces, Cancer, and Scorpio. So B is very guarded right away. They have a wall, you could say, up and they're an introvert. I think B is an introvert, and they don't like going out. They don't like seeing a lot of people. They don't like, it's opposite of A. But I just get a similar energy somehow, whereas B is obvious in their like closed off energy. A isn't obvious that they are closed off, but they are. But it's like a paradox in a way. But B, like you could say this person is unapproachable, this person is closed off, this person is discerning, they have a clear boundary, they are even intimidating, like hard to approach if you want. They might be in solitude a lot, like alone, or they have a few close friends, and if people want to approach B, they, it's hard to. If someone want to be friend, it's hard to find an opening and become their friends, because B is very protective of themselves, and they're very discerning. Yeah, you can tell if B doesn't like you, as in if you come in contact with B is a person who would really don't give away much. They would dismiss, or even they would be very polite. B is polite, but they're not very friendly. Yeah, like I say, or approachable. And they might seem cold as well to other people, but in reality, be just very protective of themselves and their energy, which they have the right to, of course. Is a person that are organized, very routine. You could even say predictable. Like, for example, if you're in a college, right, and you're in a class with B, you would know that B is might even have perfect attendance. They would be in that class. It's like opposite energy here. Like, you would know A is definitely gonna be in that party, and B is definitely gonna be in that class. Like, they wouldn't miss a class. Very straight-laced energy, but not boring by any means. But people wouldn't know that because B is closed off to a lot of people. Not a lot of people know who they really are. Who B really are is very deep. I guess both A and B is very deep, but they're very protective of that image. Like, they don't come across like I said, they come across as extrovert people, party, friendly, happy-go-lucky, and B come across as like detached, cold, even boring to people. But both of them, A and B, is very deep people. Like, they have a lot of intense emotion, and honestly, B might not look it, but they are very creative, and they could be someone who loves art, but they don't show it. Like, yeah, that might be what B is protective of, their art, their creation. If they do painting, like, it would never see the light of day, or no one would ever see it. They wouldn't show it to anyone, and even their best friend is lucky to see it. Yeah, if B do any type of creative work, they're just very protective of it, and they don't really like to show it. Or if they show it or post it online or whatever, it's gonna be anonymous. Yeah, if they write books, if they write articles, if they publish an article or anything, or have an art account, those accounts would be anonymous and they wouldn't show their face. So yeah, B doesn't like to be in the spotlight. B like to lay low. B is the type of person, like an introvert. If you want to hang out with B, you need to make an appointment, and you have to make a plan and give a heads up in advance. And they don't really like to be spontaneous. Like, opposite, you could say opposite attract, but there's just some similar energy, as in both. You know why both have this opposite persona, but in reality they are protecting the same thing, as in they have the same fear and insecurity, as in why is B so cold is because they're scared to open up to people and scared to be intimate and go deep with people. And the same with A, but the way they're protecting that is different. Whereas A come up as, you know, friendly and have this friendly persona to protect that fear, B have the opposite persona like cone to protect the same kind of fear. So it's interesting. That's why I say they kind of mirror, because they do have the same kind of fear. Like B do have a fear of rejection. They don't want people to get too close because they fear that they might have something happen in the past. I guess I feel like B is very sweet, and they might have trust for some friend in the past that don't have their best interest, or maybe betray them. If not, then overlook or undervalue their presence. So B feel very hurt in that scenario. Just an example. And they have this defensive mechanism or like protective mechanism after that event, that they wouldn't, you know, get too close or open up too much to people, because people just overlook them or underappreciate their contribution or existence or their energy, and B might have to work on their self-esteem a little bit, as in value. Yeah, I think that situation taught B to value their own energy, their own company, and their own opinion above other, and make them a bit, you could say, thick skin on people, what people think. They do care about what people think, B, but not as much as A, because B are willing to put off this kind of persona like cold, detached, like leave me alone type of energy, because and they don't care if people think that they're, you know, unfriendly or non-approachable or, you know, very cold or vain, even arrogant. Like they don't care about that, as long as they get to have their own space. But yeah, but whereas B, they do care. That's why they have this persona of friendliness instead of cold, because they do care what people think and say about them. And B do care, but not like in other people. B do care what people think of them, but not like people B don't know. But like if you are a close friend or family member, they do care. People who B care for or love, or in B circle, B really care about what those people think. Yeah, not like stranger or acquaintances that or classmate. B don't really care what they think of B. That's why B is, you know, the way B is. Yeah, it seems like A and B is very protective of themselves, because it seems both have been hurt in the past. Maybe has been hurt when they were being themselves, when they were being their like honest, authentic self, and they were making fun of or mock for that. I think those are similar experience that A and B have. That's why they have this. Yeah, that's why they have this personality trait that they have right now. So for example, this can apply to both A and B. For example, if A and B tell their friend they love this song or whatever, or they love this specific song, and there might be those friends that they told to might like make fun of them for that. It's like, well, why are you loving this song? It's so old, or it's so old fashioned, or so this song is so stupid. And yeah, those traumatic experience, this kind of experience might happen a lot when A and B was being themselves. So they learned that when they were being themselves and being honest and like showing their like and dislike, showing what they love, showing the genuine interest to their friends, will always retaliate with like mocking and making fun of, or like dismissive, or like, oh, I don't care what you like, something like that. So they learn to not really share those anymore, or learn to very protective of that. Yeah, that's why B especially is protective of their hobbies, their interests. It's like if they have a favorite movie, favorite song, they wouldn't share that. It would be, you wouldn't be the type to just give that information away. Like it would say a lot, what type of music, what type of movie or artwork they like would say a lot about them. It's like an information, it's like a data on them, and they know that. For other people, might not be. Just, other people might view those things as normal. Like if someone asks, what's your favorite movie, and they would answer like nonchalantly that this is my favorite movie, blah blah. But B is not that type. B would think hard, and they would be a bit cautious about giving information about themselves away. So if someone asks them what their favorite movie is, B would like look at the person that asking them that question and think hard and analyze if that person really care or not. If they don't care, if they're just asking this kind of question for just asking sake, then B would give them a conventional answer. But if the person asking them really care about what B think, or really care about their favorite movie, they would give them a real answer. Yeah, there's a lot of incident like that. B would really keep in a lot of information or energy. Like another one would be like if someone asks them where they like to eat, or what their favorite hangout place is, they, depending on that person in relation to B, they would give either a conventional answer, like just a normal answer that everyone would give and just let it go, or if they feel like the person asking really care about their opinion, they would give a deeper answer, deeper meaning, as in a personal answer that would give the person asking an insight on who they are and what they like, and even understand them better and their soul, honestly. We know that you can tell a lot by a person like and dislike, as in the music they listen to, yeah, and what kind of thing they watch, what kind of book they read. You can tell a lot from a person by those interests. So B know that. Yeah, that's why they feel a bit hesitant to give those facts of themselves away. B is very private person, and it's very hard for them to turn up to a party, honestly. But they're very punctual, very practical, routine, as in they have things in order. Like they're very practical. B is very practical, as in they know when the tax season is, they know the appointment time, they have a dentist appointment, a health check-up appointment. They're very on top of their system. Like whatever tasks or chore you need to do, B is a very good person for that. Give a broad example of the personality. Like A would, for example, right, there's two type of people when you're building an IKEA furniture, right? A would be the type to just start building the furniture without looking at the instruction. They would go by their instinct, by their intuition, and just start building by their feelings. And B would be a person who would look at the instruction, read it step by step, and follow it step by step. Yes, that's the type of A and B. That's the type of person that's the character of A and B, right? Different, but the connecting point, the mirror energy that I was feeling would be, example, they would love the same kind of furniture. Yeah, so yeah, they would love the same kind of furniture, right? But the way they put that furniture together is different. Yeah, I hope that example explained the overall energy of A and B. So if A sound like you, then B is your soulmate, and if B sound like you, then A is your soulmate, and if A or B doesn't sound like you at all, then this might not be your pie. So the connecting energy or the dynamic between A and B, you two, you and your soulmate, Son of Sword, is that it's actually a mental one, like a strong, the sword, right? Strong on the mental realm. Like you and your soulmate, I don't know which one. If you haven't met yet, you would click mentally. Like you would be able to have a deep conversation. Not as deep. Well, maybe, when I mentioned that it take a certain type of person, or it take a lot for A to talk about their fear and insecurity and to open up and to live their like happy-go-lucky sociable persona behind, would take a certain type of person, and it might even be person B to do that, to make A open up about their fear, their insecurity, a topic that they would never talk with anyone, even their therapist. Yeah, I don't know why, but B would have a connection and would be able to pull those out of A, pull those kind of conversation out of A. It's like A wouldn't even feel like uncomfortable talking about it. It would feel so natural and comfortable talking about the thing that they fear most to B, and vice versa. B would feel so comfortable or natural talking about their interests, their like and dislike, their hobbies, their art, that they don't really talk with anyone with A. So yeah, it seemed like A and B, the dynamic between you and your soulmate pie one is that you can open up to each other. You can open up to each other and talk, have a good conversation, talk deep about certain topic without feeling it like it's, without having to force it or feeling exposed. But I feel like you make each other feel seen, feel heard. Like I mentioned, B wouldn't, give information or fact about themselves away if they feel like the other person doesn't listen. And I feel like A would listen to B when they talk, so B feels safe and feel safe enough to open up about their interest, their hobby, about themselves, what their favorite movie is, like the real one, not the conventional one, and vice versa. A would feel safe enough to tell B about their their insecurity and their fears, fear of judgment from others, fear of how they would come across, fear of being not okay. Like I feel like A have to feel the need to always seem okay or be okay. Like they can't show the dark side, the sad side, the depressed side to other people and be vulnerable like that. So yeah, A and B dynamic is you both can open up to each other quite deeper than you ever with anyone. I guess that's the purpose of your relationship, why you are a soulmate in the first place. It's like your connection make you feel safe enough to open up that wall that are so high, that keeping you both from being your true authentic self because of fear. I feel like both of you can be your true authentic self with each other. Like I said, B can open up to A and tell them about their favorite movie without having to think too hard about it, about what A gonna think of B, and vice versa. And B would be the type of person to notice when A is not feeling good, or A is anxious, or like keeping up a smile even though they're rather not. So B would be the type to tell A, like, you don't have to be positive all the time, or if you're scared you can show it, or if you feel irritated you can show it. You don't have to keep pretending to be fine or be happy. So B would help A honor their authentic emotion more, and A would help B open up more a little about their interests and their hobbies and what they like and their passion, without having to feel like it's gonna be personally used against them. Okay, so yeah, that's the dynamic between A and B. Okay, I'm gonna give you a whisper of love deck as a love language of A and love language of B. So love language A, what type of love language does A have? So okay, let's just do, I want to take one only. Okay, that's perfect. Oh, two again. Okay, A might have two love language, and love language of B. What type of love language does B person have? What is their love language? Oh, okay, two again. That's fine. I'm not gonna read the copy, like the long explanation, because it's too long. I'm just gonna show the card. So A person love language is two of this card. Number 14, ask for help. What do you really need? Be willing to accept support. Yes, like I mentioned, they don't really, like when they feel anxious or scared or like irritated, they would keep it in and like still hold on to this persona of like everything is fine, it's all good, you know, because they don't really like to ask for help or have a hard time accepting support, but that's their love language. So I believe your love language, like a person love language, is what they need or want the most, you know. Like for example, if your love language is physical touch, that means you really need it the most growing up or want it the most in your life, or didn't have much of it, so that's why it became your love language. Yeah, so ask for help is person A love language. Okay, and this one is number 17, have patience. Love is patient and kind always. Yeah. If person B love language is number 44, get to know each other, learn to meet another needs for love. Yeah, get to know each other as in they want people to know them and their interests and what they like, but at the same time they don't have fear of, you know, opening up and telling people what they like. Like I mentioned, the movie, the favorite places to go, their art, their hobby, like they want people to know this thing about them, but they don't want people to know at the same time. So yeah, the love language is getting to know people, to the type of music they listen to. Okay, love language for person B is number 21, choose love. You always have choice, makes you with love. Yeah, so that's love language of person A and person B. Next, I'm gonna give an original poetry written by me. I write a lot of original poetry, and this one is different because since it's a love reading, it's a soulmate reading, I'm gonna give love poems. So this copy, there's only love poem here. It's not finished yet. There's only, I think, 49 poem here, but I think it's be enough for this reading. So I'm just gonna pick a number. This love poem could be like could be a representation of your relationship with your soulmate, part 1, and I'm gonna go with number 44 because number 44 stood out to me. This one is called Star Align. Our meeting was like a movie. Our eyes met and the cosmic collided. Every planet aligned and I can feel the stardust on my skin. Your presence has awakened something from within. I have always known we would meet and the feeling of home will be completed. Your essence has always been within me. I know you would add more happiness into my life. the word serendipity come to mind, but I know it's more of a divine plan, this meeting of you and I. Yes, a movie. It's so weird that the word movie come up because, like I mentioned, person B is really, very private about that information for some reason. It's like they don't like to tell people what their favorite movie is because it say a lot about who they are. Yeah, so that's it, pie 1. I hope you enjoyed this reading or that it's resonated in some way. Let me know in the comment if it resonates or if you like it. Thank you so much. Bye bye. Hello, pie 2. Whoever chose this raw moonstone. So, who is your soulmate and what are their characteristics and personality? So, I'll be shuffling on camera and I'm gonna pull cards for A and B, person A and B, and if you resonate with person A, then person B is your soulmate, and vice versa. If you resonate with person B, then A is your soulmate. And if you don't, if you don't resonate with either A or B, then this might not be your pie. So I'm gonna pull an animal card for person A. Oh, that's 2. Oh, I got 2. Okay. And card representing person B. Card representing person B. Who is person B? Okay. Oh wow. Okay. And then I'm gonna pull tarot for their characters and anything about person A. Card for person A, the character. Okay. One more. Okay. Person B, card representing the characteristic personality. Okay. One more. Okay. That is the Hermit. And I'm gonna pull one card in the middle representing A and B personality or the dynamic between you and your soulmate. Okay. Oh, that's 3 cards. Okay, I was gonna take just one, but 3 is fine. So, okay, pie 2. So, person A is represented by the snake and the golden egg, and the characteristic is represented by Mother of Cup and 3 of Pentacles. And person B is represented by the dragon, and the characteristic is represented by 2 major arcana. So this person is pretty major, represented by the Empress and the Hangman. And the dynamic between you two, you and your soulmate, is represented by the Moon, 6 of Pentacles, and 9 of Pentacles. And when I was shuffling, I was singing Once Upon a Dream from, Disney Aurora, the Princess Aurora, like Once Upon a Dream. It's like, I know you, I walk with you once upon a dream. I don't know what's that about, but that's such a great song for like a love song with a connotation that there's like a past life. So I think right away, pie 2, you and your soulmate have a past life connection, a pretty strong one too. I feel like if you haven't met already, you would know, like when you meet them, you would know, you would feel like you know them from another life or know them before. So I think you would know right away when you meet your person, when you meet your soulmate, that you have a past life connection. Yeah. Okay. Person B is just really staring at me. But I'm gonna start. Okay. I'm gonna start with person A, a snake and the golden egg. There's like egg here, 2 eggs. So the snake is Earth sign, so person A might be Taurus, Virgo, or Capricorn, or have Earth sign heavily in their charts. So person A is full of potential because this is a potential card, but the most potential that a specific potential that they can go towards is being vulnerable and being their sweetheart, being their sensitive self. I think person A is very, very sensitive, extremely sensitive and kind, and they operate from their heart chakra. Like if I could give an example, even though there's snake here, but you know, animals, especially like dogs, they operate from a heart chakra point of view, like their stance. You can tell dog is very loving, very non-judgmental, very happy-go-lucky, and even sensitive. So person A is like that, like a golden retriever, you could say. Yeah, with the Mother of Cups and the Three Pentacles. Yeah, but they learn that this type of energy is being vulnerable. They learn that being vulnerable in the world really put them in a position of heartbreak a lot, in a position of hurt a lot by other people, careless action, or dismissive, or even cruel action. So they learn that even if they were kind and pure and have good intention and, you know, positive outlook in life, and they really have no bad intention to anyone, person is very pure like that. Even though they are like that and operate in that kind of point in the beginning, they learned that it didn't exempt them from, you know, experience the cruelness of life. It's like there's no rule book, or there's no rules that tell you if you're a good person, then you are exempted from, you know, all the cruelness in life, or from all the hurt or being treated bad, even though you're a good person. So person A is a good person, and they might have been a bit naive in the past, but I think they already learned their lesson. Yeah, they're like already learned, or beginning to learn, that being their authentic self, it's not gonna protect them from getting hurt. And at one point in their life, they might even feel like resentment towards themselves, toward who they are. Like, example, like, why am I so sensitive? Why am I so emotional? Why do I care too much? Caring too much is a curse. So at one point in their life, person A might have gone through this shadow traits. Yeah, like hating how sensitive they are. But I think they learned their lesson, as in they already went through that, and they already evolved into a person that embraced their sensitive side, embraced their vulnerable side, embraced their caring, kind nature and pureness inside them. Like this egg, they embrace it and they vow to protect it. Like, if no one gonna protect my pure soul, then I'm gonna do that. Like, it's up to me to do that. No one gonna do it for me. I have to protect myself and learn to embrace their emotion. If they care too much, they wouldn't like scorn themselves and like, oh, why do I care too much about this person? It's not good. No, I think person A learn to be kind to themselves. Like, they are so kind to other people, and they finally learn to be kind to themselves, to be gentle and to be understanding, and to accept who they are. Like, if you're a crybaby, or if you're a sensitive person, if you know, you don't like how the world operates, how cruel the world is, person A learn to be protective of that side of them, not resented. So that's a major step that they had, I think, recently overcome, or about to overcome. Like, there's nothing wrong. Like, they have learned that there's nothing wrong with them. It's not them, it's actually the world, you know. It's like, yes, the world is cruel, but I don't have to be, because that's not me. I don't have to pretend that I don't have feelings. I don't have to pretend that I don't care. I don't have to pretend that this doesn't affect me when it does. People action affect me, when people words affect me. I want to show it, I want to cry about it and not be ashamed. Or if someone call person A like, you're such a baby, why are you crying over this, something like that. So there might be a lot of incidents like that in person A life where they are criticized for being too sensitive or too emotional, and they, like I said, learn to hate those traits of them. But now it's like a growth, like a realization, a big one, that there's nothing wrong with who they are. And I'm happy that person A is going through this. I mean, like, becoming aware that they are perfectly okay as who they are. They don't need to change or hide, but they just became more discerned or protective. Like, instead of resenting the world, now they turn it into like a protective kind of energy. Like, instead of defensive, it's more offensive. Like, they would protect themselves more, They would be more discerned about who will get to see their sensitive and vulnerable side. Because in the past, they were just being themselves and, bare their soul, bare their heart to everyone. And there's nothing wrong with that. It's just people can be triggered by vulnerability. They can be triggered by when someone is being authentic, it's bearing their soul to them. They might feel, a lot of people feel inadequate, like they don't know how to accept that, and they might even, project their fears or just get triggered, basically, because it takes a very strong person, a very brave person to, be vulnerable to people and bear their soul. And person A is like that. In the past, they used to, they're so pure. They're just, very vulnerable, very receptive to things. And some people might want to break that. Some people might pity person A for having that kind of trait, and some people might even hate that hate and jealous that person A can be such a open person, such expressive, vulnerable person, because not everyone can be like that. And now person A realize, yes, it's a gift. It's like this golden egg. They are golden. There's nothing wrong with person A. They realize that. They mature a lot. So whereas in the past they could be considered like a child, like not an actual child, but like their personality, there's those type of people who really are pure and innocent and naive and very adorable, like cute way. And person A is like that, and that those type of people will get the most crude treatment, because a lot of people would like to destroy like those innocent type. It's just an example. So person A might have gone through a lot, like bullying, something like that. Like they might be like very excited in life, excited to do this, to travel, to see this movie, excited about the little thing, about everything. Their enthusiasm for life is like a child, but it's just an example. Like, but I feel like people don't like that. People are actually jealous of that trait of person A, so they would put person A in their place and try to dim that fire, you could say. Try to crack this golden egg. And person A is very strong, very resilient in that even though they've gone through a lot, because of who they are, they learn not to resent who they are. for that take immense ascension, basically immense spiritual awakening, and they learn to be both a mother and a daughter, regardless of gender. Is like an energy, right? They learn to be a child and an adult. They learn to embrace their inner child, basically, and they learn to cultivate a protective, like, mother and protective father archetype in themselves to protect that child in them. So person A is very advanced in that. They come to a point in their life where they are balanced in themselves and stable in their, you could say, their heart chakra. Like in the past or as a child, they might have a very open heart chakra, and that could lead to a lot of people wanting to, you know, destroy that, because that's how the world is. And through that, they learn to protect themselves, and they learn to balance that heart chakra. They know when to open their heart, and they know when to protect their heart from cruel people, from nasty people who don't have good intention. Because in the past, person A might have a misconception that everyone is like them, everyone have good intention, everyone is pure-hearted, everyone is kind and nice, just like them. And it's not their fault for thinking like this at all. It's not. It is naive, but there's nothing wrong with having, you know, this type of thought. The fault is not in person A at all. The fault is in people who doesn't have that poor intention the person A assume they have. The fault is in the people who don't have pure intention, who have malicious intent. Yeah. So person A kind of realized this big revelation about themselves. Honestly, person A went through a lot. Like I said, maybe difficult childhood, maybe bullying, maybe like, you know, those type of people who have such a bright energy, like gold energy, and they shine in life, they're so bright, but then as they live in this kind of world, it got dim over time. Yeah, I feel like that happened to a lot of us. You know, we grow up with this belief, with this faith of, oh, dream will come true, magic is real, true love is real, soulmate exists. As we grow up, we realize that, oh, that's not the case at all, right? But person A is the type to have that faith. No matter what they go through, they might have lost it at one point, but they always, or had, come back to themselves. Person A is literally very magical, like pure magic. They might be spiritual. They might even be a star seed. They're like a hidden gem. Like, they're very special. I feel like if this is not you, if this is not you, then it could be your soulmate. And when you meet this person, you could feel how special they are, because there's just something about person A that's magical, like ethereal. Yeah, it's very strong and very brave. If they love you, the person A would be the type to, if they love someone, they will love that person to the end of the earth. Like, the emotion is very deep. Like, no matter what happened, person A will always have love for the people they love. You know, even if that person did them wrong, they still hold love for people. Even if they're cruel, they still hold love and forgiveness. I feel like person A is very high vibration, and they connect to a higher consciousness that allow them to see the bigger picture and see life for what it is. And what life is a lesson. Person A know that. So person A know that every cruel words, every experience they went through are just a lesson to help them come back to themselves, to help them embrace and love themselves more. So person A is very advanced and very nurturing. Yeah, like a mother, despite like any gender, they're very caring. So if you could tell this person, okay, if you want to know who this person A is, or if it's not you, so you can tell that it's person A by how caring they are. Like, they're so genuine in how they care for you. It's not like an obligation, it's just they do. Person A, when you come in contact with person A energy, you can feel how they really do care about you. It's not gonna be like empty words. They won't, when they say they worry about you or they care about you, you can feel it. They have this nurturing energy, very protective as well. Yeah, they learn to protect themselves, and person A also learn to protect their loved ones. So I feel like a lot of people find it easy to be vulnerable to person A, because they can feel that person A will embrace who they are, even their like dark or shadow side. Person A is very accepting because they learn to accept themselves first and foremost, of course. So people can feel the energy from them. So if they ever feel doubt or feel like not enough or not worthy, their friend would, go and talk with person A and feel that love, Yeah, energy of person A is very loving, very divine, you could say. Like, I don't know, it's very nice. It's like this person know what's important thing in life. They know that the important thing in life is the connection you have with the people you love. Yeah, so that's very nice. Person A sound amazing. Now I'm gonna move to person B, and you can tell already person B is also amazing because the characteristic, they got like 2 major arcana. Oh, you both got 3. I just realized 3 pentacle, and this is Empress number 3, and this is the Hangman number, I think 12. Oh, is that number 3? Yes, this is also number 3 because this is number 12. So 3 3 3. So 3 3 might be significant number for you guys. Okay, or if you see 333 a lot, like 333, it might be that's a sign from your soulmate. Your soulmate messages for you. Yeah, it made me think of the word I love you. Yeah, they might be sending you, if you see number 233, your soulmate might be sending you like the message I love you, because I love you have 3 words in it. Yeah, and okay, person A sound amazing already. So, but personally, I mean B is something else, because I feel like they're so powerful, as in maybe in an obvious way, but also in a not so obvious way. Just like Pi A, right? Just like person A, they are powerful because look what they've been through and how far they come and who came out of that. And person, I feel like person B is powerful in an obvious, conventional, like people can tell that this is a powerful person kind of way. Maybe they have a high status, maybe they, I don't know, rich, wealthy, maybe they're wise or in a high position or in a position that's considered powerful. And person B A is also powerful, but I don't think it's obvious because it's not really conventional or 3D or like status symbol kind of power. It's like they are powerful in how they embrace their emotion, embrace themselves. Okay, this is like, to put it simply, this is like divine feminine and this is divine masculine kind of power. So you know how divine feminine, even though the Empress is near, but this A sound like a powerful in a divine feminine way, like receptive, nurturing. And this B sound like a powerful in a masculine way, like strength, providing, a go-getter, action-oriented person, intense. So like literally this card is so intense. It's like staring into my soul. Person B is very intense. I feel like people it's so funny. It's like people cannot miss person B energy at all, but people might underestimate person A. Like you know that energy, right? This kind of couple dynamic where one person is so intense and one person is so non-assuming, but they're both very equal, yeah, in their power, equal in their energy, yeah. Okay, for person B is very intense. You could even say intimidating. Like you can never miss person B if they step into a room. Like you can feel them, you can see them. They might be really good looking as well. No, any gender, like man or woman, they are very, very good looking and very attractive. And I feel like people know them. Like, as in they might be in the spotlight, but not necessarily a celebrity. But like it made me think of a high social class. Like, yeah, they might have a high position or in that kind of society, you know, that high society where it's full of, I don't know, I just see this person wearing suit if there is a man wearing like a suit, or if they are a woman, I can see this person wearing a gown, like a gown, like a gala gown, charity gown, like really expensive clothes. Yeah, so this person is very intense. Okay, I feel like this person is highly spiritual and awakened, but I don't know if they're into spirituality, but they are spiritual and they have a very strong psychic power or instinct. Yeah, they have such a strong instinct. So for example, if they are like in business, a CEO or a businessman or a woman, and they will be like, they have a great instinct, as in they know when to make a move, what stock to buy, who is trustworthy in that industry and who is like trying to, you know, steal their money or something. Yeah, their instinct is really strong. So that's why I feel like person B can see who person A really is. I feel like people don't see how amazing person A is because not in an obvious way, but I feel like person B would be able to tell right away that person A is magical, person A is special, person A is amazing. Yeah, person B have that perception. Like they can tell that who people are. Like if someone is lying to them, they can tell. If someone is not who they say they are, person B can tell right away. They're so perceptive. It could be like a characteristic, or it could be spiritual. Like, yeah, that might be their psychic gift, but they might not know it's a psychic gift. They just think they're good at reading people if they're not spiritual. So person B, they're a high achiever, like, but not in a like a toxic masculine where they're like overworking or grinding or anything, because they have the Empress and the Hangman. And I feel like these cards, it's about very like stationary, very like still, you could say, like sitting and watching. Yeah, they're good at watching. Like person B is good at watching people, watching things, watching like what is going on, or watching for a tell or a sign. That's why I said if they're in business, they'll be really good because they can see what's coming or going, what's trending or what's not, what's crashing. Like if they're in stock, they can tell which stock is going up, which stock is going down, like combined with their instinct and their perception and the intuition and their like the ability to sit still and watch and wait. It reminds me like a predator waiting for a prey kind of thing. So they know when to like pounce, you know, like they would just sit and watch and relax and seemingly, you know, could seemingly have an attitude of like I couldn't care less, but at the back of their mind they're like watching the thing they want, like they pray every move and when it's opening so they can, you know, pounce. So that's a metaphor. Like they pray could be for like a partner, for a goal, a job position, anything really that person B want, they will get it because they have this, like I said, ability, instinct to wait, to sit still, to watch, and a good intuition. And I feel like if you haven't met this person yet, so if you feel like, okay, I don't know if you're A or B, so if you met this person yet or not, but I don't think so. So for example, if you A, if this is you and B is your soulmate, I feel like A wouldn't see B, as in they would notice B energy because it's very intense and overwhelming, but they wouldn't really pay attention. I feel like B would watch A a lot, like they like to watch things that they like. So B would watch A a lot and observe them, not in a creepy way, but in like a fascinated way. When you see a star, when you're watching a star in the sky at night, I feel like A feel like that would B. It's like when they see B, they feel like they're watching like something magical. I feel like I mentioned in the beginning, it's gonna be a recognition at first sight that your soulmate, that you guys are special, that you have a special connection, because maybe a past life connection or other universe connection, and person B will be able to tell right away, maybe even before person A. I feel like person B will get it first, that person A is their soulmate, is their special person, is someone special. I feel like would take, they would feel something. Person A would feel like, yes, person B is special, but I feel like person A might be slow to let that sink in, I guess. But person B would accept it right away, accept the fact that person A is their soulmate. But person A have a hard time, they know, deeply, even unconsciously they know, but they just have a hard time accepting it, because I feel like they're very different, in different position in life. There might be an age gap as well, person A might be young and person B might be older. For example, person A might be in college and person B might be at a peak of their career in mid-30s or something. So there might be an age gap. That's why person A might have a hard time accepting. It's not that they're against age gap, but it's more they feel maybe they feel like person B is so high up, they wouldn't like someone for example, if this person A is a college kid, they would feel like, what would a high class CEO person would find attractive about a college kid? You know what I mean? It's just that example. It's person A is no way, just if you imagine your idol or someone you like a celebrity falling in love with you, you would feel like, oh, no way, why would they fall in love with a normal person like me? So that's, I'm describing the first meeting, or when you first meet a lot. So so person B, there's a paradox, really. There's something really intense about them, but there's also something really chill at the same time, as in with the hangman there, surrender, they learn the art of surrendering. I feel like both A and B have learned such great lesson in life, the lesson of embracing and accepting oneself, and B learned the lesson of detachment and surrendering and letting go, because I feel like person B used to be very controlling, as in very controlling, not of people but outcome, adamant, this must go well, or it's my way or highway. Or they learned that in order to make it in this life, you have to be very focused, yes, to the point of obsession with your goal, I guess. So for example, if they want to get successful in life, then they have to really focus on their goal and obsessed, you could say, and very controlling of the outcome. So to the point of maybe ignoring or dismiss other thing in life, like their connection with friends, their family, even their health, because they are so focused on climbing up in the world, being successful. Yeah, so I feel like why you are gonna be together is like you're gonna help each other learn big lesson in life. Just like I mentioned, person A learned the lesson of what's really important. The important thing to person A is the connection to the people they love, and I think person A will help person B learn that, you know, to not ignore what really keep us alive. Basically, it's our heart, and to listen to our heart. And yeah, and person B will help person A learn to be more daring, you could say, more confident, more like ambitious, you could say, even more arrogant, you could say, because I feel like person A is very humble. I feel like person B can see person A for who they are. Like they know that person A is very innocent, very pure, and very mature, and very emotional, intelligent. So person B really admire that about person A, and they want to protect that, you know, just like how person A is protecting themselves, protecting their pure, you know, egg, pure heart. Person B wants to do that too, because they see how special person A is, and person B can see that person A is not as scary as they seem. You can, like, literally, this card have been staring at me and I'm getting a little bit scared, like intimidating, you could say. So they might give off this, person B might give off this energy a lot to people. Like people would be scared to approach them, would feel intimidated, would feel like, would misread person B intention, you know. But I feel like person A doesn't judge a book by its cover. Yeah, person A would, you know, treat person B like a normal person, treat them like, yeah, how they want people to treat them. So by not judging by how they look or judging by what they do, you know. So I feel like person B get judged a lot by their look. Like they look intimidating, even like if they look attractive, they get judged by that as well. Like, oh, this person might have a lot of option because they're attractive, or if they're rich, or they have a high status, or have a title, they might get judged a lot. Like, oh, this person is a playboy, this person is just another careless rich person who doesn't care about the real people. I don't know, they get judged a lot because of how they look or what they do or what they have. Like this misconception that like they must be stuck up, they must be vain, something like that. Yeah. So but person B doesn't care about that judgment, but they can see that it's a hindrance to making real connection, you know. Because if someone come into their life, person B would be a bit mistrusting, because they're like, are they coming in because they want to be my friend, or are they coming in because they want to like get something from me, like my business, my money. Yeah, but that's why they have such a good perception of people. That's why they can read a lot of people, if they're genuine or not, if they have pure intention or not. That's why person B can see that person A have pure intention, have genuine intention. Like person A doesn't care about any of that. Like they don't care about what you do, what you don't do, or your title. All they care about is who you are. And I feel like person A can tell that who person B is very, very protective of their loved ones, and very, both are nurturing. But this one is in an obvious way, right, with the Mother of Cups. But this one is not in an obvious way, because they don't look nurturing. They might look, like I said, intimidating. But person B is also very, very nurturing with the Empress, like very mother energy despite the gender. Like they very protective of their family, protective of what they have. They might be good with kids as well. like they're very, very protective of vulnerable thing, like small animals, kids. Yeah, and they are very, very protective of person B, I mean A, because like I mentioned, person A give an energy of innocent of a child. Like they're not a little shy, but they have that essence, you know, like innocent, pure energy like a child. And person B is very protective of those kind of innocent kind of energy, so they're gonna be very protective of person A. And I could like what I get is like a mother instinct, you know, like a mother instinct. Oh my god, I'm just getting, you know, this is a dragon, like you know how protective a dragon of their egg is. Like the dragon will be very protective of the egg, like that metaphor. Like person B is going to be very, very protective of person A, not in a domineering way, but in a justice way. You know how person A has been protecting themselves, has learned to protect themselves because of their past, and they learn to, you know, to do that. But now when they meet person B gonna take over that role to protect person A, and person A can be their carefree, authentic, vulnerable, sensitive self without having to, yeah, without fear anymore. So that's great. I guess that's why you guys are soulmate. Yeah, I feel like person B is very beautiful. Like I mentioned, for a man or a woman, they're very beautiful. They're very, but they seem very unattainable. Like I guess person A also feel like that toward person B. They feel very unattainable. Feel very like goddess kind of status. Like I don't know, either their look or their title or whatever they do, or just their energy seem unattainable to normal people. And there might be there might be a water or a fire sign, like a Pisces, or like with a dragon, I guess a fire sign, I don't know, Leo, Aries, Sagittarius. Person B is very, very powerful, and people notice that either, like I said, in energy way, or in title status way, or in look. They're just very, very powerful. And yeah, you don't want to mess with person B. I feel like people really fear them. You know how this is a dragon, like you really would scare of a dragon, right? They might be born in the year of the dragon. Yeah, it's like people know not to, you know, mess with them or go and provoke them, or like go and hurt their loved one. Yeah, like I said, they're very protective. If you hurt person B, loved one, like person B will come for you. Yeah. Okay, that's person A and person B personality. So if you resonate with A, then B is your soulmate, and vice versa. But if you don't resonate at all, this might not be your pie. So pie 2, I'm gonna read. I kind of touched on that already, but the dynamic between you and your soulmate is the moon, 6 of Pentacles, and the 9 of Pentacles. The moon is like, it reminds me of what I said. The dynamic is hidden, as in, why is it hidden? Because it was in the past, like past life, like long ago. Yeah, long ago you guys have a connection. Yeah, that Aurora song from Disney, Aurora Princess. Yeah, once upon a time you guys had a connection, and now you are reuniting again. That's why person B instantly recognizes person A, and vice versa. And your dynamic is, like I said, equal. Even though conventionally, all in an obvious way, person B seems more advanced, powerful, mature, or older than person B, they're not above person A in any way. Person B and A is very equal, as in energetically, in the level, in the vibration. That's why they match. So if your vibration and your somewhat vibration align and match, that's why you are together, right? So despite the obvious like advancement or level, person A is equal to person B in every way. But I think person A will feel a gap at the beginning. They will feel like, oh, this person is older, this person is more successful, this person is more attractive. And I feel like person A might have a bit of insecurity because of conventional things, but I think they will learn that. Like they will learn. I don't think it's gonna be a problem, but I think they will learn how to, get through that, get over that. At the beginning, I learned that this is an equal relationship. This soulmate relationship is an equal relationship. You guys are both equal despite the external differences. If you look at other things might be different, like age, status, fame, look, but if you look into their soul, your soul is the same. Yeah, you might be from the same soul family even, that's why. Yeah, so your dynamic between your soulmate pie 2 is that it's very, like I said, equal, abundant. 9, 8, I think is this number 9 because it's 18. Yeah, 9 and 6. You both might come together to form a business. Yeah, an independent business that's very dear to you both. If I could give an example, like opening an art gallery together, or like doing a charity event or charity organization together. Yeah, I feel like your dynamic is you will have professional relationship, being a soulmate, yes, and a romantic partner, romantic relationship. I think you're gonna work together, so you're gonna develop a professional relationship either before you get together, like you already work together, or after as in you become partner and then you decided to start a business together. So you will have a professional relationship together, and your relationship is very abundant, very in every sense of the words, like abundant in the 3D realm, like money, financial, abundant in emotional connection, because you both are very advanced in that, and abundance in love, equality, and abundance in your passion, like fulfilling your potential. I feel like when you meet, if you haven't yet, your life will change, as in everything will change, as in, for example, if person A is trying to start a business, right, or get something up the ground, or trying to fulfill their dream, going toward their goal, I feel like when they meet person B, their goal and dream will accelerate. Yeah, like it just accelerate, as in everything will turn out great and the luck will be by your side, and everything seems to speed up for person A, as in, like for example, if they have a YouTube account and they're trying to get their YouTube up the ground and posting consistently, but the wheel is just going nowhere, or they just don't have any luck. But when they meet person B, it seems like the luck has just flipped, and they're like, the video go viral, or they have a lot of views, something like that. It's just a weird thing I pick up, but yeah, it's just the career will speed up person A as well as person B as well. Like they are pretty successful already, but when they meet person A, they can go even more. Like I feel like your success both in your respective field shoot up when you meet each other, or become partners, because there's just this energy, like this complete, when you guys are together, there's such a potent energy that attract a lot of abundance and luck. Yeah, it's just when your energy, when person A and person B energy is together, is near each other or together, you guys' energy as a whole attract a lot of abundance and luck and, you know, just good things, good vibe, good energy. Yeah, like the law of resonance, right? Yeah, what you are is what you attract. So what you guys are is such a good potent energy, high vibration energy that when come together is very powerful. Like you are powerful in your respective self, so two powerful together come together, that will attract a lot of energy that you could call it like a miracle energy, like an energy that can create miracle. Yeah, so okay, so that's person A and person B and the dynamic. Whisper of black love. To find out what person A love language is as well as person B. So I'm gonna start with person A. What is person A love language? Person A love language. Person A love language. What is person A love language? Oh, sorry. What is person A love language, please? Person A love language. Oh, okay. And then what is person B love language? Person B love language, please. What is person B love language? Okay. Wow! Oh my god, are you seeing this? This is number 21 and this is number 30. That's 2-3, like 3-3. Oh my god, that's so many 3. 3-3. 3-3. Okay. Okay, so number 3 is very special to you or your soulmate, part 2. So person A love language is number 21, choose love. You always have choice, make yours with love. Yeah, there's person A, it's very good person, like amazing person. They will always choose love. Like I said, if someone did them dirty, did them wrong, they will always choose love. Choose forgiveness, compassion, and and always choose kindness. Person A operate in the high vibrational of love, unconditional love and compassion, which is very high vibe. Yeah, it's very hard to accomplish or be in that energy, honestly, in this world, but person A did it, so that's really, really amazing. And yeah, blue. Yeah, another thing is this is number 21 and this is number 30, so there's like a 9. This is number 9. This is also number 9. Yeah, 9-year age gap. So like I said, there might be an age gap. Like person A might be 21. I feel like person A is young. If there's an age gap, person A is young and person B is a bit older, like 30. So person B love language is true love. This love is once in a lifetime. Wow. Yeah, I feel like person B like recognize person A right away that this is their true love, this is their soulmate. They're very perceptive. They just know, like very instinctual. They just know like, oh, person A is my person. So yeah. So part 2, I'm gonna give you a poem, an original poem written by me. This one is special because I'm gonna give a poem from my love poem journal. This copy is full of love poem, and but it's not finished, so there's only 49 poem here, but it's all love poem and it's very special for this reading because this is a love reading. I'm gonna give a poem number 21 because there's number 21 here, and yeah. So this poem is called Protective. Like I mentioned, person B is very protective of person A and their loved ones, and person A is very protective of their heart and their soul and their like inner child, their vulnerable self. So protective. You put your hand on my back when we're crossing the street. You're extra attentive when it involves me. You make sure I'm alright days and night. You're there for me whenever I need you to. You will go to the end of the earth to bring me back the happiness that I deserve. You will fight God or whoever in charge for my joy back. And whatever I ask for, you go and act. You live for the sparks in my eyes, and it's always pain you whenever that I cry. You give me hugs when I ask for it, but also when I needed it the most. You are my sun, my source of energy. You're there for me, fight for me, protect me, and never against me. Yeah, I feel like this poem describes the dynamic very well. Like, that's how person A feels towards person B and vice versa. Very protective of each other and very like they would fight for each other, as in, yeah, if you're protective of someone, right? If someone, say, think behind that person back, like if, so I got a very specific example. So if A and B is already in a relationship and B heard like rumor about B, like from someone, like B is scary, B is deceitful, B is doing something illegal or whatever. So they hear this very, very bad rumor about B. A would feel very protective of B and feel like feel very angry, toward the person that's spreading those kind of rumor, because A know that B is not that type of person. When A and B is already in a relationship, A know that B is not like that at all, not like the rumor that been circulating. Yeah, they're not. B is not scary at all. They might look scary, but they're not. Yes. Okay. That's it. Part 2. I hope you resonate in some way or have fun listening. So if you want to read more of my original poetry, you can follow me in Instagram or Tumblr, or if you want to read more of my pick a card like in a written form, you can follow me in Tumblr below. So thank you so much for listening, and let me know what you think about this reading. If you have any topic suggestions, like ideas, you can leave it in the comment as well, and I'll take it into consideration for my next video. So thank you so much. Bye. Hello, pie 3. Whoever choose this rose card. So today reading is going to be about who is your soulmate and what is their characteristic and personality. So I'm gonna pull a card for two person A and person B, and if you resonate with person A, then person B is your soulmate, and vice versa. So I'm gonna use this pocket animal spirit deck to pull out a card representing person A, like an animal representing the energy of person A. Okay, and an animal representing person B. Okay, so yeah. And next I'm gonna use this tarot, like by The Wild Unknown by Kim Khan, the pocket version tarot, to pull cards on their personality. So cards on, okay, that was fast. A personality and B personality. Okay. Oh, okay. These two come up in pile number 2 as well. So the characteristic of B in pile number 2 is Empress and the Hangman as well. So if you want to check that pile out as well. And I'm gonna pull a card in the middle representing A and B dynamic, like a card representing, okay, that's very fast, but yeah, okay. Okay, so this is pile A and pile B. Person A is represented by a fish, and their personality is represented by Son of Pentacles, the Star, and Six of Cups. And person B is represented by the Lamb, and their personality is represented by the Empress and the Hangman, which is exactly the same as pie 2. So if you want to check that out, and the dynamic representing A and B is represented by the Nine of Swords. Let's start with person A. So person A might be a water sign, Pisces, Scorpio, and Cancer, or have a water dominant in their charts. And person A is a person who is always on the go and very restless. So person A energy right now is that they're a bit restless, and you can even say lost, or just for some of you, or they could have ADHD just for some. So person A is they have a lot of energy, honestly, and they're very active. They're very sweet, and person A is very social. I feel like they have a lot of relationship, or they have experienced a lot of relationship, as in friends or romantic partners. Like I feel like person A have a lot of relationship, as in they might have gone through a lot of date, like a blind date, or like go out on a lot of dates with people. Like they have experience in that, but I feel like Pi A they are experienced in that, but I feel like Pi A cannot haven't found the one yet. And I feel like Pi A is very romantic person. Pi A have an idealistic mindset, as in they believe in true love, they believe in soulmate, they believe in magic. Pi A have a positive outlook in life, and yeah, people would call like person A very idealistic because of how they have such a strong belief in, you could say, like fairy tale, like true love, and there's nothing wrong with that. I feel like Pi A romantic tendency is who they are, is what made them who they are, and they shouldn't be, put down for that. Like people would go like, true love is not real, why are you being so naive or idealistic about it? Like why are you believing in fiction or fantasy? Like you should stay in the real world. And Pi A, I think Pi A get a lot of that, not necessarily criticism, but maybe feedback, as in a lot of people might have said that to Pi A a lot. Is like they love to daydream, they love to imagine scenario, they love to stay in fantasy, fiction. They might be a writer, they love to read. I feel like Pi A love to read a lot of books, different genre, but especially like fantasy, romantic book, love. Yeah, they love to watch like movies, a lot of movie as well, most specifically, especially on love, maybe watch anime. Like Pi A is very enthusiastic about these things, about relationship, and they love to experience that. Maybe Pi A is the type of person who love the feeling of being in love. They might have a bit of rose-colored glasses on them that they might have to work on, so they might be a bit idealistic in their expectation of partner. And Pi A have a lot of reality check or disappointed moment in their romantic partner, or even their like friends or family. Like they see a good side to people, like they expect people to be as, I guess, perfect as Pi A imagine them to be, or exactly like Pi A imagine them to be. And when people doesn't turn out like they expect, Pi A get a bit like of a shock. It's like, yeah, they might have a bit of a one-dimensional view, which is okay, fine. It speak about Pi A have a development to do in that area, in their view. And I think Pi A might already have an inkling of that about themselves, and they're trying to not change, but trying to notice when they do this to their partner, like project idealistic expectation or image. Like I feel like, or their friends, I feel like Pi A notice they do this. They notice that they have an idealistic view of their previous partner or their friend, and they're trying to not rush into that. Like I feel like Pi A have a lot of experience in love and as in dating, and they have this specific image of the person they date, like idea point of view of this person they date and they relationship. And then when they get into the relationship, they realize the idea they set is not who person A is dating. It's like the real self come out, and person A realized that they had rushed into yet another relationship that was too soon. And I feel like Pi A learn those kind of lessons and try to take things slow. As in not rushing into a relationship, a friendship, or even like an activity. You could say like Pi A is very impulsive. They don't really think things through, and they love to jump into opportunity, and there's a lot of disappointment from that, a lot of disappointing experience. But Pi A is learning to rein that in more, to think through things before they jump into anything, relationship, friendship, or like opportunity. It's like they would be the type to impulsively book a ticket to another country without researching about the country or without researching where they're going. That quality could come in handy when it's needed, but I feel like if you always in that kind of energy, it's gonna bound to be a consequence of that impulsiveness. So Pi A know what they have to work on, and that's amazing. Like Pi A have developed some self-awareness from their experience, so they have noticed this pattern of a repeating pattern of disappointment in relationship. Like, why didn't it work out? Why did it turn out the same? Why do people change? Or why didn't this turn out the way I expect or imagine it to be? Like I imagined this to be exactly like this, but it didn't turn out to be like that. So why is that? And they have noticed this pattern in their life. Pi A have noticed this, and they're trying to break that pattern, basically trying to take it slow, trying to not rush, trying to see a balanced lens, as in a lens of positivity and hope and potential and enthusiasm, but also in that lens there must be grounded, it must be realities. And I feel like person B come in handy, but we get into that. So person A have to learn to be a bit more grounded, a bit more reality based, a bit more realistic, you could say, because I feel like person A is very creative, imaginative. Like even as a child, they love stories, they love fairy tale. They might be a fan of Disney. Person A might be a fan of Disney a lot. Like they love fantasy. They love dressing up as a character. They might love dressing up like as a princess, as a prince, as their favorite character, like cosplay. I think person A will make such a great writer. Like if they're not a writer, they must make a great writer or storyteller. Creative, person is very creative. They might do something in the creative work, creative arts. They're very imaginative. Like their mind or their vision is so, you could say, out of this world. Like they love to build a world building in their mind. They might be a fan of Harry Potter, a fan of this fantasy, neat kind of fandom. But they learn to be more practical and grounded in life, it takes a lot of incident, you could say, in their life for them to come to a realization that they have to be, more grounded and more realistic, but not in a jaded way or in a lose or hope or spark for magic or fantasy kind of way. They're still trying to find that balance where they can be hopeful and believe in love, but also be realistic about the type of partner that they're going for attracting, or the type of partner that they're that are not a projection of their idealization or expectation, but as who they are. They're trying to balance that, and I think they're in the energy of trying to do that. I think that's where they are, person A. And person A is very gentle, very nice. I feel like person A is a very nice person to hang out with, because I feel like person A is positive, very enthusiastic, where they have such a great outlook in life, as in they always believe that things will work out. They have such a strong faith in the universe, you could say. They might even be spiritual, but they do have a strong faith and believe in the universe, God, the divine, whatever they believe in. So Pi A is would be a great person to have by your side if you're feeling down or if you're bored, basically, because I feel like Pi A have a lot of hobbies. They might do a lot of art and crafts, pottery, painting. They would do anything, really. They would dibble and dabble in any crafts, like knitting, sewing. I feel like Pi A love to do a lot of things. They might get bored easily as well, so that's why they love to do a lot of things. They have a hard time staying in one place for long or doing one thing for long. So if they, for example, if they start knitting, they would do it only for a month and then they would quit and move on to another hobby. So I think that's one thing I have to learn to stick to one thing. Maybe stick to it a bit longer than 1 month. That's one thing I have to learn. But overall, they're very fun. They love to try new things. They love to, if there's a festival in the city, if there's a new art gallery opening, Pi A would be the first to check it out. They love, I don't know, they just love to do things in general. They love to go on a cafe, bar, music festival, quiz. They love to do things because they're curious and they love to try different experiences, and they see the beauty in experiences like those, going to a pottery class. Pi A really like to romanticize life, so they might do a lot of reels in social media like IG. They might love to dress up and take pictures, and they love to just romanticize life. And in a way, that's a good quality. It's depend on the situation. Like I mentioned, maybe they take their romanticization a bit too far in the past, projection towards their partner and friend, and being a bit too idealistic. But I feel like when they learn to balance that tendency and apply that in a balanced way, as they grow up, it really come in handy, because Pi A learned that it's actually that tendency that actually helped them feel joyful in life, that helped them feel like life has meaning and there's beauty in life, and there's the beauty in the ordinary every day, and there's a lot to do and there a lot to discover. So Pi A it's amazing because they don't like to stay in one place, so they have no problem embracing change. So Pi A might be an extrovert or even an ambivert, like they have no problem checking out that new cafe or going to that gallery or that concert or traveling to a foreign country. Pi A is just so, you could say they are very idealistic, but they're very secure and grounded. Like with the red moon here, their root chakra is actually really strong, as in they feel safe in this world and safe to do things, but maybe too safe, that they too safe in a way, as in, you know, when, just for example, like if they're traveling to a foreign country, they might feel a bit too safe, as in too excited, and they wouldn't like watch their bag and they would get, you know, robbed, like someone would stone their bag, their phone, and they, from that experience, I realized that, oh, maybe they should be a bit more cautious in a foreign country, or maybe a bit more alert or vigilant when traveling to an unknown place. So yeah, there's a lot of that experience in Pi A, and they have learned that. So yeah. So now I'm gonna move on to Pi B. Person B is represented by a lamb. So whereas Pi A is like enthusiastic, positive, love to move, love to try things, Pi B is a bit more still, as in very stationary. So they might be Earth sign, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. Person B is very stationary, like they would sit still for a long time. They're in a very receptive energy and very chill. Both A and B love to read books, so that might be one thing that they have in common. B love to read books, and they would read that book for a long time. Like they can finish a book in record times, whereas A love to read fantasy and love kind of genre. I think B love to read more of like discovery, like biology, maybe like nature kind of book about nature, about animals, about facts, philosophy, biography. Yeah, more of that genre. But they don't mind reading fantasy or love kind of genre, like they don't mind. I think we love reading books in general, and I just like get an image of a person sitting in a windowsill, like reading a book for a long time. Like they would just sit there just reading that one book, not moving, very concentrated. Whereas A is, they would do like 5 things in under an hour. Yeah, they would start eating, like they might have ADHD, so it's kind of interesting really. And B might be an introvert, and E is a loner, like yeah, an introvert. Like they like to be alone, they like to hang out by themselves, and they don't really like to try new places. I feel like B is very beautiful, as in they have this ethereal looks to them, like the Empress. Oh, this is number 33 as well, so 33 might be significant. B might be a person that have a very, you could say, exotic look, as in like the place where they live at, they might be not ethically from there, like they might look different from where they're living. Yeah, so they might look different, but not in a bad way. They look very ethereal, very like magical, you could say. Yeah, they look very, it's the appearance, but also the energy of B seems very calming, very nurturing, very soothing. I feel like A would be a person who feels restless a lot, and B would be energy really soothe. A, as in make them calm down, make them settle, make them feel safe enough to sit still, because it's really hard for A to sit still. And B, have that calming effect on A especially, but they do have that calming effect on a lot of people. Like they are soothing, they're not in a hurry by any way, they take their time to do things. I feel like, yeah, B is very, very patient. They like to, even when they do things they don't like, they still have patience and see it through. Like if they went to see a movie with friend and they don't like this movie, like they hate it, they would still sit there and watch it till the end with their friend. They have a patience like that. Whereas A would, if they go see a movie with their friend and if that movie is not interesting to them in any way, I feel like A would be the type to get up midway and leave, and would, you know, apologize to the friend later. But I don't think A would stick around to finish that movie, whereas B would sit there till the end, even though they don't like that movie either. So yeah, I can see this, I don't know if I can see this dynamic already, whereas A would drag B to a lot of things like art gallery, like festival, and I don't think B is the type of person to go to those places, but they would patiently go with A. Like they really, really chill, like they don't really mind. Even, yeah, the B is the type of person that you can sit with quietly, like sit still with quietly without having to talk or without feeling the need to have a conversation. Like you can just sit with B quietly doing nothing, yeah, and that would feel fine. That wouldn't feel uncomfortable at all. Like B just have that effect on people. And B is very wise. They seem mature for their age. Yeah, they might be a Capricorn, or have a Capricorn in their chart. B seem very wise, very mature for their age. They seem to know what to say. They seem to know what to do, honestly. They seem well educated as well, and all well trained, as in if they are in a job that you have to be trained in a protocol, like in a hospital, in a bank, in anywhere that you need training to be there, B is well trained for that. And B is very competent, but they're not really showy. They're very simple. I feel like B might be a minimalistic, like they don't have a lot of stuff, or they don't have that much hobby, whereas A would have a lot of different type of hobby. Like B wouldn't have that much hobby. Like I think they like reading, but they might have one like specific hobby that very niche that they really love. Like for example, they might love collecting butterflies, like butterfly in a glass. Yeah, like very specific like that, like a niche hobby, and they really like that and like to do that. Yeah, and they might have that hobby for a long time. And yeah, they might be minimalist, and they dress very simple. Like A love to dress up and take pictures. Like they even might do cosplay, and they might wear a lot of unique clothing. I feel like B is totally opposite. Like they would wear simple clothes, like a shirt with simple neutral color, but they would still look good, because I feel like B look unconventionally good looking. Yeah, it's like they look like they're from a foreign land, even though they're not, even though they grew up there. Yeah, they look foreign in a way and very beautiful, and people are in awe of their beauty. I feel like, yeah, but I feel like B doesn't like to be stared at. I feel like they grow up in like people stare at them, so I feel like B doesn't like that. They don't like people staring at them because of how they look, even though it's out of like awe or inspiration. I feel like B feel uncomfortable in the spotlight. B is a person who love nature. They love to go for a walk in nature, go to the park. They might even like love plants, like indoor plants. They might even love gardening or do gardening. Yeah, and like the type of book, like I said, they love to read books. They might read like gardening books or herbs, flowers, books that are very specific, very neat, very informative. Yeah, B know, like I said, they're very wise, very smart, very educated, well educated, like academically educated, or they could be self-educated, like they love educating themselves on facts, on on information like biographies, philosophy, the world. They're very internal in their pursuit, in their seek for knowledge, whereas A is very external in their pursuit for knowledge and experience. Yeah, whereas A would go out and do the things, as in go to festival, go to fanfare, go to experience the experience. B would be the type to read about it, and learn about it online or in books. So, but they both have a curiosity. They both have an enthusiasm for life, for knowledge, for experience, for discoveries. Yeah, both love to discover new things, learn new things, but in a different way. B might be a rainbow child, and they might have not necessarily a good or bad childhood. Like they might have a normal childhood, like a very neutral, like their parent wasn't that toxic or bad, but they wasn't overly supportive or good either. They're just very normal. And yeah, B might spend a lot of time alone since they were a child. They might spend a lot of time by themselves, readings. Yeah, B is very internal person, like how they process experience very internally. And yeah, B like to observe people, observe things. They would be the type to sit and observe people instead of interacting. Yeah, whereas A would be the type to interact first before observing. Yeah, very different. Okay, so B have two major arcana, so they're very wise for the age. There might be an own soul here. B might be an own soul, and they're very smart. They take their time doing things, going through life. They're not in a hurry to go anywhere. So overall energy is like, if they are in a restaurant eating, they would be the type to finish their meals very fast, while B would take their time. Yeah. Okay, so an energy representing the dynamic between A and B is 9 of Swords. Like I mentioned earlier, A feel quite restless and uneasy in life, so B would help A in that sense, as in B would soothe A fears, anxiety, and make them feel settled, make them feel safe enough to settle and rest and be in the moment and not trying to find the next excitable thing, make them less impulsive. Yeah, B would be the type to calm A down and ask them questions like, are you sure you want to do this? Are you sure you want to book a ticket to another country? Are you sure you want to jump into that opportunity? Like, how are you really feeling before you say yes? A would be the type to tell B would be the type to tell A to like watch their bag while they travel. Yeah, there will be the sound reason for A. They will calm them down, like really soothing. Like B would be a constant pillar for A. Like they would feel safe to be their imaginative, idealistic self, because they know that B would make A feel safe enough to be their imaginative, idealistic self. Like they would feel safe to tell B their expectation, their fantasy. Yes, if they have specific fantasy in a relationship, like maybe in the past A have maybe a specific expectation or fantasy toward their partner, like, oh, we should buy each other flowers every week or something. Like A would, that's an example, A want to do that with their partners, to, you know, fantasize their life, romanticize their life, be romantic. And I feel like in the past the partner would, you know, wouldn't really honor a wish. They would go like, it's a waste of money, it's unrealistic to buy flower every week. Yeah, something like that. And A would feel hurt by that, and they would, you know, from then on keep that fantasy to themselves. But I feel like and they would overthink in the relationship, as in, am I being too demanding, am I being too fantasize idealistic, am I expect too much, you know, should I be more realistic? Yeah, I would have a lot of this thought in a relationship, even in friendship or romantic partner. But I feel like in relationship with B, A would feel at ease to tell B their fantasy, their, you know, their needs, their want. It's like if A want to wear matching clothes for Valentine's Day, like wear pink for Valentine, A wouldn't hesitate to tell B. And B wouldn't hesitate to embrace A wish and want and need, and not judge them for it or call them like idealistic or childish, or unrealistic. So A would feel safe to be themselves, basically, with B, and not think too much about, are they being too unrealistic, are they being too childish, are they doing too much, demanding too much. Like, it's great to see like this dynamic. I feel like A feels so safe with B, so safe to be themselves, safe as they are, and A feels safe enough to tell B their dream, their like big unrealistic fantastical dream, because I feel like A feel a bit, you know, silly to have this kind of dream fantasy because it's unrealistic, and a lot of people would tell them that, why are you having such an impossible dream, why are you believing in true love and soulmate, those things are not real. So B do feel kind of silly or judged or feel very insecure that they have this belief, but A would make them feel the opposite of that. B would make them feel the opposite of that. B would make A feel so safe in their fantasy, safe in their belief, and even confirm to them that their belief is real. Like if A have a belief that they have a soulmate out there, and when they met B, they're like, oh, I was right. So B exists. Okay, to A, B existence itself is proof that magic is real. So it cannot be as more amazing than that. So how the relationship dynamic between A and B. So how B feel about A is a source of joy in life for B. I feel like B is pretty content and satisfied with their life. Like they're not feeling missing or not whole or anything. I feel like B feel pretty content, but the dynamic of A to B is that the existence of A is something that B never imagined or think about. It's like you don't know what you need until you have it, you know what I mean? Like you don't know you need or you want that. It's not even in your vision or in your mind until you saw it, until you found it, until you experienced it. That's A existence for B. B feel like they're fine the way they are until they met A, sorry. And A is usually a calm person, but I feel like A is the one that can get under their skin, can ruffle their feather, can make them discompose. Like B is very composed, very calm. A is the only one who can make B out of character. But sometimes it's not in a bad way, but more of like adding spices to B life, adding excitement, adding joy, adding more experience, yeah, in B life. And I feel like A didn't know that they needed this until B come into their life. If you haven't met yet, this is just how the dynamic. Like B don't know that they need excitement, they need maybe a little bit of impulsivity in life, because I feel like B is very safe, like too safe in their environment, in their life, very, routine, very satisfied. So A add a little spice in B life, and B feel very grateful for that. They feel like they thought they were, it's like this belief, like B thought they were happy, they were joyful, they were content until they met A. Yeah, so that's really self-explanatory. Their existence in each other's life, the dynamic is very soothing, very, you could say magical, very sweet, but also spicy. Earth and water is opposite sign. It's like they add something to each other's life that they didn't know they needed. Like they don't know why they were always feeling restless, and B thought they were okay, thought they were content. So when they finally meet, when you and your soulmate finally meet, when you and your soulmate finally meet and they realize that they didn't know life as much as they thought. Yes, this is so nice dynamic. It's like a fairy tale story. Honestly, it's like it's a soulmate reading, so they're soulmate. And I don't know if you resonate with A or B, so let me know which one you are if you want. Because this is such a cute dynamic, honestly. Oh yeah, that's person A and person B. Next, I'm gonna give a Whisper of Death card for representing a love language. Card representing, oh, okay, that's too much. Representing a love language. Okay, that could be it. And B, love language. Card representing the love language. Okay, we have two. So a love language is number 10. Treasure your loved ones. It is important to love others deeply. Yes, I feel like A does love others deeply, maybe a bit too much. To the point of sometimes, love their potential, or love people's faults, or even look past their faults. Maybe even ignore people's faults, ignore people's flaws to the point of, like I said, rose-colored glasses. But they're learning about that about themselves. So to love people as they are, not as whom they idealize them to be. Yeah. So B, love language, they got 2, number 42. Rest and relaxation is essential. We all have a fundamental need to take a break. Yes, I feel like B love to be stationary, stay in one place and rest and relax and take their time with life. 43, love endures. Love does not give up or lose faith. Love is hopeful and withstand every situation. Yeah. B have a lot of patience. They would be the type to never, B wouldn't give up on a relationship easy, like even friendship, romantic relationship. B would be the type to stick around till the end to fight for the relationship they love and care for. Yeah. Next, I'm gonna give a love poem. I write a lot of original poetry, and this one is gonna be a love edition. So this copy have love poem, romantic love poem, and it's still not finished. I only have 49 poem right now, but I think it be enough. So I'm gonna give maybe number 9. Yeah. 9. Yeah, I'm gonna give the poem number 9 because there's 9 of swords here. This poem is called Lilac, and I post these in my Instagram if you want to check it out. Okay. Lilac, my sweet lilac, you gave me life. The light purple of your petals, from the depths I revive. My energy is renewed. All illusion died. You brought me reality, and it has never looked so pretty. The door to my heart has always been closed, but you come along embodying a key. Your existence alone will set my soul free. Wow, this really resonates for person A because, like I said, they have a tendency to really ignore reality in a way because the reality is not as pretty. They have a tendency to put on rose-colored glasses, person A, but person B had brought them, you brought me reality and it has never looked so pretty. So that's really sweet, honestly. If a person can make you feel like the reality is, make you want to stay in the reality, then that's really, really amazing. Okay, so that's person A and person B, and that's my poem. If you want to read more of my original poetry, you can follow me on Instagram or Tumblr. And if you want to read more of my written, like pick a card, you can follow me in Tumblr. And thank you, Pie Tree. Let me know what you think, if it resonates. And if you have an idea, if you have an idea for the next topic of my pick a card, you can write it down below and I'll take it into consideration for my next pick a card reading. Thank you so much. Bye bye.